think that, me just watching it right now, I think the acting was good. I think the plot was really good. I mean, it kept you on your toes. You don't know what to think at first.
Mm-hmm.
And so on our ranking scale, I would give it a friend ranking. I wouldn't give it a ranking because I think it was really good. And I thought it was cool they brought in that David to do like a cameo.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was.
But it was a movie I'd probably, I liked, but it's probably something I wouldn't watch again.
Yeah.
So for a rating, I'd give it a friend rating.
I agree with you, man. I don't really have a whole lot to add. I think you nailed it. I'm on the same page with you. I probably wouldn't watch it again. But it definitely was not a bucket movie for sure. So yeah, I think it was good enough where, it was entertaining and I'm like, okay, yeah, when you get done, you're like, like I say, I never see it again probably, but I didn't mind seeing it. It's like, I'm okay with seeing it, like some movies we don't, we're like, whoa, gosh, I wish I hadn't seen that.
But yeah, and in the movie, I don't remember there being any like cheesy lines.
No,
pretty dramatic, and it was kept you on the edge of your seat. And at first, you're wondering, is she crazy or not?
Yeah.
And then, like in the middle, it's like, how's she going to get out of the situation? And what's going on with her mom? And it's like, just overwhelming. But
yeah,
I'd give it a friend or like an acquaintance. Like I would call them an acquaintance rating, to where it's good to see it. I wouldn't see it again.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man. Once was enough. I'm good. There's part of me that kind of wishes it could have drug out the question of, is it real or not, a little bit, even longer, like really push that out more. Because once you knew, then the mystery element was gone from it. Like, when still, they still did okay with it, but I would have liked to have waited until the last 10 minutes of the movie before we really knew for sure.
Exactly.
That would have made it better. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like, you're right, because there was the mystery, but once you found out that it was really him,
yes,
you got the mystery part. All it was like a thriller part. So.
Yeah, all you have left now is just the survival and resolution versus. So there's like the one big element that I think really was moving the movie. They ended it just sooner. I think I wish they'd have gone longer. I think it would have been cool for us to be on pins and needles to the last possible moment to figure out if this is real or not. That's probably my only comment of what I think maybe I would like to have seen better on it. I think as far as the look of the movie and stuff, they all did. Cinematography was good, and they really just filmed in one place, and that's fine.
The one part I thought was kind of realistic is that I worked at a rehab for lesbians.
Yeah.
And the part where he had him bring that girl down to the room, the basement, and she was able to get out of the room.
Yeah.
I don't know if killing that girl was like the best thing, but her being on the outside of the door, she should have been able to lock it
Oh,
I don't know why she didn't grab the keys, or if he had,
yeah.
you know,
Yep.
because she ran a long way trying to get away from him, and all of a sudden he's like right there, and she never saw him,
Yeah.
and he knocked.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my really big, the part. You said that in like murder movies or mystery or thrillers, it's like the best part for you, I guess. And I don't want to put what they want to get on your skin to where you're like angry or frustrated at the person or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was, a lot of the parts in there were angry and frustrating for me. And it's just when parts like where she's not able to lock the door or something like that, it kind of ruins me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the well, it's movie magic, but the pixel dust they sprinkle in takes away from that. Because I mean, you want to have in these kind of situations. I think unless it's fantasy movies and or sci-fi where there's really no rules. When you're dealing in a rule in this kind of world, the movie, you want it to be real as it can feel. When it's and as real as, well, like you say, just little things like knowing like you're on the other side of the door. Well, if you know you can lock it, or maybe, I mean, what have you. I mean, I didn't think about that, but it's a good point because you've been in that environment. So,
yeah, it's like movies. My wife used to be a court reporter, and there's movies where she sees movies of like court settings and stuff, and there's not realism to like the courting aspect of it, and it just like drives her insane.
yeah,
I'm sure for you being in like retail or sales, whatever, you see movies that are unrealistic. And I think they did a good job, because I work kind of in that environment, but there were a couple things that were like, they could have done something better.
Yeah.
So
it makes you wonder too. Sometimes, is it just the films? Is it laziness on the part of the filmmaker or the director to not like pursue authenticity in some things, or is it some of them saying, "Well, hey, look, people don't care about that. People aren't going to notice this. We're not going to worry." I mean, it's not just about this movie. I'm just talking about in general. And I thought to myself, if you're going to put together all this money to make a film, don't get lazy on details that can make a difference, man. It kind of gets frustrating, if like, don't assume everyone just is dumb on the subject matter. And so, it's like when you see things that people that go the extra, like continuity of editing is another thing. And I never really paid much attention before, but over the last few years, I've gotten I watch for continuity on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see it not there, it just drives me crazy. So I'm like, how lazy or sloppy can you be in to not have this continuity? And there was a show that we were watching recently where they were sitting in a diner, these two people, in a TV show. And it's a show called Reverie. It's actually a really good show. But they were sitting at a diner booth, and they brought out this person's hamburger and french fries on the plate like they were going to have lunch. So one scene shows the person talking to the person has the burger in front of them. And I just look around at the stuff. I look at ice cubes. I look at cup placement. And I look at the burger, how the burger and fries look. Well, then it cuts over, to talk to the other person. It cuts back, and no one's eating yet. They're just sitting there talking. It turns back, and the plate has shifted now. The French fries are on this side of the plate, and the burger's on this side, and no one's eating yet. So literally, when they come between scenes, so when they put the plate back, but they didn't have it on the right side as the previous shot. And I counted three continuity errors in the 1 3-minute scene with that hamburger plate, and it just drove me nuts. I'm like, that is so. It takes away from the realism of what, even though we know it's not real. It's still you want to feel like it. You want to believe it. And those little things like that, man. I mean, I paused. I said, look, all right, now I said, now just watch the burger plate. Don't look at anything else. And I hit play and said, now look at it. And it was like clearly completely changed. And they probably had to do a reshoot, and they just put the stuff on there. But no one, I'm like, who's watching that? Why can't you pay somebody to watch that and say, nope, guys, the plate's turned wrong?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I've seen like people like have websites just for that, like movie inconsistencies.
Yes.
And, I'm always thinking, if I had to reshoot something, or if I was shooting something, not that I'm a director or anything, but if I had a movie or I was directing a movie, and I was shooting something, I would sit there, before I shot the movie, I would come in like earlier before everybody else got there to make sure everything looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
Did beforehand.
That's right.
You're saying, are the French fries on the right-hand side? Does everything look exactly the same? I mean, I did a couple of YouTube videos where, it was me, and my wife, and my son doing this video, and my son bumped the camera, and it took me forever to get that camera in the right, in order to make the continuity look the same.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
Yeah, I think consistency is the key.
It is. It just, to me, it's just a real. It's just a realism killer. Again, that doesn't really apply to this movie, but just in general, I think it's when you and again, no movie's perfect, and I know that there's probably you can find continuity errors in every film if you dissect it, but I think the ones that are just blatant like that, just to me, is just, I'm like, come on, man, that's just lazy directing, editing, And if you got a budget of $40 million plus, go hire an intern at $10 an hour and say your job is to monitor every single scene and compare them to the last one, and that's all you do. You just look at props. And you make sure that every chair is the same, everything, whatever. Well, that's what I would do.
Like just recently, you showed me that video of the guy who critiques the scary movies.
Uh-huh.
He went to the actual house where they did that.
Oh,
Scary movie.
Scream. Uh-huh.
He told me it took a whole month for them to shoot that scene.
Yes. 3 weeks, 7 days a week for 3 weeks.
I'm sure that Wes Craven was like, we have to have some consistency here because, if you look at the movie, not that I've really looked, but
dude,
anything that's inconsistent.
No, it's like flawless. It looks like it was filmed in one night. And
yeah, it does.
I mean, he was so crazy and anal about all of that to the point where, like, the actors, their clothes, they couldn't wash their clothes. All the blood that was soaked through there and everything had to stay the same. When they would come back, they would reapply fresh coats of blood over the previous coats of blood. And so you couldn't tell. Yeah, that was 3 weeks of shooting. and that scene 128. It's crazy, man. But he was all over that, dude. You mean everything had to be, because you can only imagine how much in 3 weeks could be bumped, changed. It's like just perfectly done. Attention to detail.
I'm sure the people that got killed off first were like, thank goodness.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Yes. Scene 128. And I just remember the stories on that. I think I told you, but the stories are so funny because they would film all the way to sunrise all through, because most of that happens at night at that party. So they had to shoot all at night. So they're doing it for 3 weeks at night. So they all go to the motel at 6:30 in the morning, and they're all getting bust. The van takes them to their motel, and they get out, and they're like covered in blood-soaked clothes. And like people would be like going out for breakfast to the restaurant. I'd be like looking at them like, "You okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're just filming a movie." And they said it was bad. Like the blood was all over the sheets, the pillowcases. Even when they'd wash the pillowcases, it would never come out.
Oh man.
Yeah. But anyway, man,
I think we kind of digress, but I give my my ranking for this movie that we just watched was really good. I thought acting was good. I thought the plot was. I thought everything was pretty, spot on, and I give it in a rating. Our levels are bro level, which is something we always watch. If we had a chance. Acquaintance level, which is like something we'd watch but never, watch again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was a good movie, but we probably would never watch it again. And then the bucket level, which is something that we would never, want to watch again.
No. Yeah. And it can be for any number of reasons. Like, for example, there's some movies that I would never want to watch again, but it wasn't because they were poorly filmed movies. Like movie like Seven, for example, is a movie that was done masterfully, and it's just so dark and very disturbing movie to where I just don't really want to go back there again. But it was done. It was an amazing job. Yeah. So I hate to put that in a bucket list because it was so well done, but it would technically be. I mean, I guess I would have to say it was an acquaintance movie, but
here's my thought, and I'm going to amend our rules. So we have the bro list. Sorry, we have the bro list that we watch all the time.
Yeah.
We have a friend list that we might watch, once a year or once every 5 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the acquaintance list, which is like something that we've watched, but we probably would never watch again.
Yeah.
And then the bucket list, which is something we'd never, ever watch again.
Yeah. It was horrible. Just horrible. Yes. Red Christmas, just bad. The Apple is a bucket. I mean, it's
the Apple. I was going to say, what is your ultimate bucket movie?
I mean, there's been some bad ones, dude, but I have to say The Apple right now probably is the biggest bucket movie I have ever seen. I mean, how about you? I mean, there's several I can think of, but that's it's pretty bad.
Top of my bucket list. I don't know. I mean, Basket Case. It's funny, but I don't know if I'd ever watch it again.
No, I wouldn't either.
The Blair Witch. It's probably more of a friendship movie.
Yeah.
Where it was okay that I watched it, but it was fun to watch. No, I mean
Acquaintance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen so many movies, dude. I probably blocked half of them out of my brain because
I know.
Look for the B-rated movies, that could become cult classics.
Oh yeah.
But there's horrible that they don't even do that. So,
Well, I'll tell you, there's another movie we saw together in the theaters. It was that night we did a triple feature, and we all both had nightmares the whole night. It was The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. Dude, that movie was very good for what it was.
You put that in your bucket list?
No, I wouldn't put it in the bucket list. It would be along the lines of where I would put 7. It's going to be. It was done really. I mean, Al Pacino. I mean, he's just a fantastic playing the role of the devil. Remember, and but it was just so man. It was such a dark film, but it was so well done.
Yeah,
and it ended great.
What about your movie Mickey with Adam Sandler?
Oh, that is officially. I'm on record right now of saying that is officially in the bucket.
Is it?
I moved it down.
You watched it probably about 20 times.
Mm-hmm. Don't ask me why.
I think it was the bulldog.
It might have been it must have been the English bulldog, dude. Yeah, it's in fact I saw on Amazon Prime. It's on there right now. Like, yes. I'm like, man, I'm moving it to the bucket. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that one again.
You wouldn't move it to the acquaintance list?
I could be persuaded to leave it in the acquaintance list.
Well, I'm just curious because the criteria for a bucket list is something that you saw that you hated that you'd never watch again, and acquaintance was something you saw but you probably never watch it again.
Probably never watch it again. Yeah, I guess I would go with the Nikki for that. I mean, I'm trying to save the bucket list for the really
horrible ones.
Just the unredeemable. There's not a single redeemable factor of the whole 90 minutes. Like this movie I just watched, The Bad Times at Old Royale. It's a new release movie.
Oh, you watched that?
Yeah, I went ahead and watched it. It was a waste of time, dude. That movie just was. It's that one right there is. I'm never going to watch it again. I guess I'll put it in a bucket because, like, even if I was like at a friend's house and they were going to watch it, I mean, I probably wouldn't want to watch it.
Yeah, you probably not pay attention to it or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit down and like actually watch it with them. No, it was a disappointment. But Jeff Bridges was great as an actor in his role, but yeah, very disappointed in the movie. It was a meh at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you told me because now I won't watch it.
Well, I mean, if you want to watch it, go for it, but it's just.
Well, it's not my style. I mean,
it's not.
Mystery and
thrillers
and kind of like.
Yeah.
Mine is sci-fi, adventure, fantasy of movies, and it seems like lately all we've been watching are horror thriller movies. So we'll have to, find some other genres. I don't know if like Friday nights I want to watch like rom-coms or comedies,
Yeah.
Sitting at home, but maybe we'll just stick with, the thrillers and the horror and the
sci-fi.
And the fantasy kind,
Mm-hmm. So what's your opposition to doing a comedy? Is it just weird, like just not being together watching it, or?
Yeah, I think with comedy, it's being together and enjoying it and laughing out loud and
I get that.
I think plus I don't think I'm in the place I'm at It's not comedy.
Okay.
Don't put me in a psychiatric ward.
I was going to say, dude, when you know this movie you just watched, be careful.
No, I like comedy and stuff. And I love cheese in
Right.
like movies and stuff. We both love it. And
Oh yeah, dude, all day.
I don't think that watching a movie for me, comedy is as fulfilling as like watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week, watched Jason X, which
Mm-hmm.
I put in the acquaintance list,
Yeah.
almost friend list, maybe friend,
Yeah.
almost. And some of the liners they had in there, man, it killed me.
Me too.
Funny.
Yes.
And comedy like that, I can kind of dark comedy, I can totally get behind.
Yeah.
You just love it,
Yeah.
But I mean, just regular comedies,
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to sit down and like force myself to watch it. It wouldn't be something I'd really want to watch.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because all the time that I have that I watch movies, during the day and different stuff, I rarely watch comedies on my own when I'm by myself watching. I don't. It's mostly all of these other kind of movies, and the comedies I have been watching have been the Naked Gun movies again.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch those all day. I love the Naked Gun trilogy. But as far as just like a regular standard kind of comedy, I really don't watch those anymore. And except for some of the classic ones that I've seen a bunch.
The only ones that I was watching are the Austin Powers. And
yeah,
it was like my favorite. And the second and third one, they kind of like.
It wasn't the same magic for me as the first one.
Not at all. They had many meanings and stuff like that. So,
they did.
But
yeah.
Those were okay.
They were okay. It was kind of more like a rehashing. So many of the jokes from the first one, they just did them again and packaged them up differently. And the first one, though, I wasn't expecting him. See, the second and third one, I'm already expecting him to say this but that first one, dude, that one was that was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, it was superb. You see all the in the first one, it's like unsuspecting and it's like hard. And like you said, the second one is like you're expecting all this stuff to happen, and it's just the second ones are never as good.
Yeah.
The sequels are never as good as the original.
No,
so
they're not.
It's just we're digressing again, but
it's our channel, it's our stream.
I told my wife, I was like, you could watch this movie with them. She goes, "What are you watching? A horror?" And I was like, "Nah, I think it's more of a thriller." And she goes, "Do you ever watch any rom-coms?" And I was like,
probably not, but
I guess if we got rom-coms going, we could probably get a whole bunch of female viewers, maybe.
We could. It's possible. We could do one maybe like for Valentine's. Like once every
time.
My